this is Kat, and we're going to cover your comments tonight, which we haven't done in a long time, and so Ethan's going to start off.
Sydney T says, who counted the photos? Liberty University students, and this is in reference to when we were talking about Mr. Zacharias and his photography skills with taking pictures of women.
Either that or, yeah.
Yeah. I have nothing else to add to that.
Oh, I thought, okay.
All right, yeah, that's a good joke. Okay, next one. The people who are moving our comments are really slow back there.
All right. Patrick says, look up the movie 1946. Homosexuality is not a sin.
Because the movie said so?
What?
I have no idea.
When are we watching movies to find our truth?
I know.
I don't know. There's a best movie out there, so.
I mean, if anyone has a Bible on them, we could pull up the Leviticus 18:22.
I've asked that young man about Leviticus, and he spins it. So,
yeah.
John Bystrom says, worshiping celebrity Christians with millions of untold stories of real Christians is par for Mormons and Christians, both bankrupt as hell. Very good. Next one, Steve.
Blowing right through.
Oh, good. A great long one. Okay. Oh, another
Yo!
one. Oh, let's make it. Oh, let's
Whoa!
keep going. Yeah, all right.
All right.
This is better. This is more my speed here. Okay. Alamo James says, very good message. Thank you, guys. Be blessed.
That's relative to homosexuality. And
You
he
be
gives us
blessed.
the two namaste hands.
It's like, yeah.
Hey, you guys in the cage, you're going to have to be keeping up with us because we're moving along at a very fast clip.
Yeah, we haven't done a comment show in months. So
There you go, Ethan.
Sarah Leanne Young says, watched it. Great work. Was that the gun you had with you at campus one Sunday? My husband thought that thing would explode if you tried to actually shoot it. LOL. Steve, I'll let you take this one.
And we're talking about Steve Utley's recent...
Yeah, we're talking about the music video where I'm shooting guns in the desert. And I brought one of them, so we covered a gun topic on Cat, and I was mad that I didn't have the gun with me for that show, so I brought it the following Sunday for retribution, and it happened to be one of the guns in the video, and yes, it was the gun that I had there.
And you used live ammo.
Live ammo, yeah, but that wasn't the main gun of the video. The main gun in the video is a Colt copy. But the one I had was a Remington. So.
And what's the hope of the video?
The hope of the.
What is it? The hope.
Oh, like the reason for it. Well, I haven't released anything through this band or this project before. So the video is just to get the name out and to have a good, opening.
It's
single.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Videographer's great. Story great.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Wow, you go for the best, don't you?
Well, yeah. Timber Media he's from Utah here, but. Yeah.
All right, whose turn? I think it's yours, Ethan.
All right. Nick Crater says, I'm quite sure Justice Smith stated that the purpose of our lives is to have joy. However, if I have 40 wives, I'd be constantly stressed. I think we all would.
That's relative to what is the purpose of life show. So, all right. These are just comments. Gone too long. Awaken for Jesus says, yes. What's this in relative to? We don't know. And this includes the focus on Jesus and his redemptive story. It's all about him and glory. People always want to think it's about us. All right, we'll take that. Next, Steve.
All right, MH says, relative to... Oh, wait, okay.
That was too long. Wow.
Okay.
Sorry,
All right.
MH.
Apostate? Question mark? This is a comment for that. This is not a Cat comment, but...
Yeah, this isn't ours.
This is...
I don't like James White either. We agree.
Okay.
How to know the truth?
Yes. Woo! I love the long ones. Good discussion, fellas. I love how the most contentious moment is when you're arguing over whether there's a best movie. Ha. Yes.
Jurassic Park.
I have thought about
What?
that. No.
Write it
I have
in the comments below.
I have
Jurassic
thought about
Park
this
is
as
best.
and I think the reason we were arguing so much, well, it's not the only reason, but I didn't clarify my point enough. It sounded like what I was saying in the thing is that there's already a best movie that has happened out there. But if we're talking about infinite movies, there has to be a best one. In an infinite movie, because there has to be.
That is
Infinite movie.
absolutely
True.
no way in hell.
100%.
Movies are completely subjective. You can't objectify them and say this is the
you
best.
can in infinity. In infinity, you can.
Well, don't bring infinity in. Bring finity in.
Yeah.
Well, but
we have.
Wait,
we were talking.
We have a
infinity.
limited amount of time since the development of the camera till today. In
Okay.
that span of time, there is no perfect film.
But there can be.
No, there cannot.
Yes, there can
What
be.
perfect film do you say it is?
I say, in my opinion.
In your
though,
opinion?
Jurassic Park's my
Okay,
favorite
and I would
movie.
shoot myself in the head if I had to watch that more than once.
Yeah.
Really?
That's. I'm not talking about.
What's
Yes.
your problem with that movie?
Oh my! It's okay. It's entertaining. If it's CGI,
It's already
it's
been
just like,
created. It's not the best.
it's not the best. What do you say?
It can't
is
be the best because it hasn't been created yet. There's.
Okay, so you're on something
Continue
different.
movies.
What's your favorite movie?
You
then,
thought
Steve?
hard on this to figure out how to be right on
No,
this.
no. Well, yeah, I was trying to figure out what I was meaning and why I was thinking that. And in my mind, I was thinking of, okay, if you have infinity amount of movies, right, that people create, let's say in eternity, we can make movies in heaven, we'll say, for example.
Okay.
There has to be a best based on infinity. Just like mathematically, it has to happen.
I think
Because it's infinite.
I think what you're saying is impossible because the quality of a best movie has to do with your subjective experience with it. So the reason I say Jurassic Park is the best movie is because I can connect with it the best, and it changed me in a different way, right? Sure. And it got me interested into new things. So, but it wouldn't have that same impact on somebody. Someone would say, a blah 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 movie is the best movie.
But that's, yeah. Well, in that, of course, I agree.
Now the best made movie, we can say there's a best made.
I'm
movie.
not talking
I
about
don't
best
think so.
made. No, I'm not. I'm talking about infinity here. So this is a movie.
I don't want your.
So it's
I don't know
this
what
is-
you're
this is
trying
the,
to say
this
with
is the
infinity.
Bill and Ted theory.
Yeah.
Remember, they're trying in their newest movie. They're trying to create a song that will unite the world. So it's like the ultimate song. So they get all the famous artists over time all together to create the world's greatest song that brings everyone together and saves the world.
Did they do it?
Yes.
I can guarantee
Spoiler
you I hate
alert.
that song, and so would you.
Yes, it was funny because at the end of that movie when they were playing, I'm like, this is not the best song. It's like, this song sucks.
All right, listen, Jody Fry, I think it's supposed to be Fry, on aliens and UFOs, gentlemen. This was kind of your show. I'm going to read it. You guys respond.
Okay.
There's a lot of research that shows when people are given DMT, hallucinogen, they experience alien abduction. Experts don't know what to make of it because it happens to practically everyone in the trials. DMT is naturally occurring in small amounts in people, so they think that might account for reports of alien abductions, most of which occur in cities. Abductees report that a given message given a message that is spiritual or philosophical in nature. I believe they are experiencing a demonic encounter.
I don't think so. But
Me neither.
you could say the same thing. And actually, if you hear the message that they're given, typically it's not a demonic message.
Yeah.
It's a message that I think we would agree with. Love everybody, or be more loving to people. Or it typically is generally better advice than what I think a demon could come up with.
I gotta tell you, I'm so sick of all of the UFO alien abductee reports and sightings. They make me sick because they all replicate each other.
Yeah.
Why isn't there anything original in the sightings? How come there's not an alien that's this big?
Well, that's the evidence. That's the people's evidence. They'll say, "Oh, but they're all the same," so that they're all saying the same story. So it must be true because
But they all have the one eye or the big head and no mouth and oh god. man.
No,
Yeah.
they got the
There's
specific
no
types
black
of
aliens. We have yet to see a black alien.
Yeah,
Well, they're gray. So.
yeah, the gray aliens, man. Those are the ones.
the
Those are
grays.
the bad aliens. There's other aliens that you're chill with. That,
Yeah.
Ethan, you get to read this one.
But
wait.
really quick, responding to that, you could say that's, people will say, oh, they're talking to God, or oh, they're talking to aliens, or they're talking to demons. Who knows? But I don't think it's probably demons. Go ahead.
Yeah. Chris, and I love Chris. He always says something nice and
Chris is
positive
really
about
good
me.
sport.
Yeah. Amazing point when Ethan said his old church in Florida has 2,000 members but no community, and that's absolutely correct. We had community in small groups, I would say, in the youth building. I mean, we had 1 to 200 youth people at least. So you can't really form a community with that. So I wouldn't say it's a problem. It's harder to. it's much easier on like the small church level to have community with and fellowship with people. In a large church, it's just simply impossible to really do that, you know?
Got it. Next.
I got this.
All right. Steve.
Seek Find says history is okay, I don't got this. No, Seek Find says history is written by the winners.
Who said that and got in trouble
For How to
it?
Know Truth.
The old
This is
attorney
for the
general.
show, How to Know the Truth.
What's
Didn't
his
we
name?
say that on the show?
I
Or
think
do-
we did.
or
History
do-
is written by the winners.
Yeah. I thought
And,
you had said that,
that is
Sean.
like an old standby quote that people have said over the years. And you think the guy who was the attorney general?
No.
said that?
The first time I heard that quote was back during the Trump administration. Bill Barr, I think his name was, or something like that. He said that, and he got a lot of flack from it. He said that Trump's interfering with history or some crap like that. I can't remember.
I think it's probably pretty much true.
It is true.
Next. Nope.
Yep.
Fun trivia. Nope. Are we done?
Nope.
Are these too long for y'all?
Yeah.
2 + 2 is 4.
Okay, we can do this. Go ahead. Someone read this one. I'll read this one. 2 + 2 = 4 is as factual as the Earth revolving around the sun. Shawn's lack of understanding or ignorance of these facts does not make it so. Our understanding of the Earth revolving around the sun, if not true, would have artificial satellites, the moon and the Earth flying off aimlessly. Shawn is being overly combative on that point.
Wrong.
No. Right. Stand up for me. Thank you.
Was this something we had with us?
Yeah, you don't remember this
they're
when we were talking
oh.
about like objective truth, and I said the Earth going around the sun, and then you combated that.
Okay, well, I just want to say W here, what he says about the Earth and all this. I think it was about the Earth being flat or round and all.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
That's what it was.
I have an
yeah.
engineer in here who just said, I want you to tell those two young guys, that's what he said, that the Earth is not round. The Earth is egg-shaped. That when you look at an egg from this end, it looks round, but if you, what's that shape? Almond shape? Not almond, but
Oval?
oval. It's an oval.
Okay.
That's what he says. Anyway.
Well, okay, but yeah, 2 + 2 is 4. People believe 2 + 2 is 4 before they believed the Earth was revolving around the sun. Okay, they're not equal here. 2 + 2 is 4. You can demonstrate right in front. You got 2 water bottles. You got 2 more water bottles. That's 4 water bottles.
Thank you.
But that is a much more complex thing, and you can describe it as the sun moving around the Earth based on your physical evidence right here, what we can see. So that's why it's not the same, unless you go to space.
I would actually agree with Steve on this point. I do see absolutely that it's a basic fact that the Earth goes around the sun, but it is not equivalent to saying 2 + 2 is 4 just based on the. It's not as easily proven as 2 + 2 = 4.
I agree.
We should get, we have a guy in our audience right now, Ken, who knows all about space and everything. We should have him on the show. And to tell you what, I want someone to tell me, how far have we gotten out in space from the Earth to take a picture? How far?
7 billion miles.
Okay, Ken says we've gotten out
it's Voyager-
7.7 billion miles.
Yep, it's
We
Voyager
got
1.
the pale blue dot picture.
Voyager
Is that what
1.
we're talking about?
Yep, Voyager 1 is
Then
exited
how am I
the
having
solar system.
people
that
tell
one.
me that we haven't gotten far enough to even take a picture of this Earth?
Because that's what they believe, but it's
Okay.
factually incorrect.
That's
Yeah.
not true.
See, Ken's my buddy down there.
It's one of those things that is going to be harder and harder to disprove or prove because Photoshop and technology, they can always just say, oh, it was Photoshopped or
Right.
oh, it was this.
NASA's photos are all faked.
All faked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
but
and
you-
it's even easier to do that now because the technology is so good. So.
You would think that someone would have leaked out that information by now. I mean, this is.
Well, that's what they said about Tesla, Elon Musk's spaceman guy. They're like, oh, that's so faked when it was footage from outer space.
I mean, that's tens of thousands of people that work behind these projects, and not one
They
of
say
them.
they only give them enough information to keep the con alive, not the full picture.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
That requires too much faith. in my
Okay,
eyes.
Seekfind says you need to go up relative to how to know the truth 6,000 miles to see the curve. That's what he says. NASA have not even gone out of low Earth orbit Look at Project Orion. Love you all. Could be wrong, but I'm not laughing out loud. So we just had Kid tell us we've been 7 billion trillion miles out, and we have Seek Find saying we haven't even gotten out 6,000 miles.
6,000 miles, but aren't there mountains that are...
Not 6,000.
Oh, that's feet.
Mount Everest is feet.
I was thinking mountains, yeah. That's all right. Okay.
Everest is 6,000 miles.
I was like 6,000. It's 6,000 feet. Yeah.
So there we have Kid saying the one. He's a scientist. He knows. And we have Seek Find saying we haven't even got. That's my problem. Who is telling me the damn truth?
Well, you can.
Ken says he is.
You can figure these things out by
math.
Evidence. Yeah, math. Seek Find, I love you, brother. You put a lot of great things, but you are wrong.
Well, flat Earth people, gather enough money. There's got to be enough of you if this is so true. Gather enough money to shoot yourselves up into space and see what you find, and videotape it for all of us with GoPros and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right.
People
and
have
then
tried.
Seek Find says, so good how you guys can chat like this to disagree but still love each other. It's all love, baby. And Seek Find is correct on that point. All right, next one.
And
Psycho drug users in the cage.
You read it. Awaken for Jesus / is that 2 Seek Find? Okay, well, they're having a conversation here. And someone says, I can appreciate you trying to speak the truth to these guys about geocentric cosmology, but they won't even open their minds to check into it. Bet.
I've opened my mind to check into it. I want to know the facts. Give me the facts. But I'm telling you, every time I get someone to show me, tell me, teach me with math, with trajectories, with shadows, with distances, there's someone else to come along and say, yeah, but, and they give the opposite side.
Awaken for Jesus also said, because I love these guys, or something like that.
And Amy Johnson says, part of the scientific method is observation. None of us has observed evolution, so at this point it is a theory. At least until we can time travel. Smiley
Everything
face.
in science is a theory. Every single thing in science is a theory.
Is 2 + 2 a theory?
Every single thing in science is a theory. Now, there are some theories that are more accepted than others.
Everything starts as a theory, but it's not a theory because theory is not unproven.
A theory is a generally accepted scientific concept.
That's not been proven.
No, it's just a generally accepted scientific concept. That's what a theory is, Steve.
I don't think so.
It is.
Somebody Webster's dictionary theory for
please,
us?
because that's what it is. It's a generally accepted scientific concept.
An unproven one.
No,
That's what people say. It's not a fact. It's a theory because it's...
Or concept. He's saying he's using theory and concept synonymously. So he's not saying it's a fact. Are you?
No. I'm saying it's just a generally accepted scientific concept. So evolution is a
theory because it can't be proven yet.
The Earth going around the sun is a theory just as much as evolution within science. It has nothing to do with the factual basis. It's just generally accepted. Now, to this, we have observed microevolution, and the observation for macroevolution says it's so far over time you can't observe that, obviously, but you look at the fossil record for that. So that's all I have to
say. All right,
say.
we're going on a long... We should read that one, Seth. We should read that one.
Cage people, while you're flipping through that, have the other person Webster's dictionary theory for me.
All right, come back to us. Let me read that long one, because I think... Come on now, science does attempt to prove the Bible. Seriously, this is obvious if you have eyes to see and ears to hear. These young men have been sadly brainwashed by modern schooling, aka indoctrination, into a materialistic worldview. Even Darwin himself said that the theory, unproven, of evolution could only be true if microscopic particles were found to be simplistic, which science has proven they are not. They can't even agree with each other. But most people have a short attention span and don't notice these things. God's word is infallible. Pray for these misguided young men. Shawn said it wisely. These boys are not equipped for apologetics. I add that part. Thanks. Study to show yourself approved, guys. Amanda W. says that.
Listen here, Amanda W. here, okay? I wasn't even saying that evolution is 100% true. I was just saying it can be, and it's not necessarily against the Bible. So you got to calm yourself down with that, okay? All right, I went to a private high school. for a few years. So it wasn't the schooling that did it to me, okay? It was facts and evidence. Go ahead.
I was a avid young Earth creationist until less than a year ago, so I don't know what you're talking about. My schooling has nothing to do with my views on evolution or anything of the sort. Because when I learned about evolution in biology class, I was a young Earth creationist. To Darwin's, to your point about Darwin, he did say that, but modern day science has shown that it works even with complex organisms. So it doesn't matter whether Darwin said it or not, because the modern day evolutionary theory has been refined from Darwin's basic concept of natural selection. So
plus, I thought you didn't believe Darwin, so why would you believe in this part of what?
Yeah, they always believe in the convenient parts, and I would also say that God's word, the Bible, is certainly not infallible in terms of the literal word. It is infallible for how it can help us in spirit and truth. And that's all I'm going to add to that. I'm not going to waste my time anymore with that.
On homosexuality, theory definition says a supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of a thing to be explained.
Oh, this is okay. It was. It
had theory definition.
It had homosexuality down there, so I thought this was a comment. I'm like, what kind of name is theory definition?
Okay, so a theory. The definition of theory is so Stephen.
Especially when based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. Well, that says a whole lot without saying anything.
I know.
Can you give us a different one that actually makes sense?
I'm just using my school definition, so there's plenty of definitions for it.
All right, Doctrine Matters. Have you really continued in Sean's word, Sean?
In God's word,
Wait, this
Sean.
isn't from Kat.
Technical difficulties here, Kat.
Have you really continued in God's? Shut up. Doctrine Matters.
Yeah, they're going after all of us.
That whole teaching another gospel, worshiping another Jesus thing is so overplayed and
Modalism is another.
Just come on, we're talking about should people go to college here?
Yeah. Well, we're not yet. So.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's coming up. I know you're on the edge of your seat.
Yes.
We pulled that last week. The people in the cage are now shooting heroin. They started off by smoking pot. Scientism is the new religion, says Someday Dead on evolution. What say you?
And yet they use their technology given to us by science to write that damn comment.
Ooh,
like, really?
Good one, Ethan.
That is the stupidest thing you could tell me. Science is a set of ways to figure out how the natural world operates. If you call that religion, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Scientism, I don't know what that is. I mean, science itself is useful for everyone. But some people, can make science their new religion. Sure, why not? I mean, they do. Atheists do a lot of times.
Anything your religion.
Of course, yeah.
So is he using, but science, using scientism in a negative?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just saying. I mean, don't blame science here. Blame the people that.
What is the definition of theory in science?
That's what we're asking. That's what I'm wondering.
I'm gonna look it up myself at this
Continuing.
point.
Oh wait, our audience member.
The best line I ever heard is scientific wild ass guess.
Yeah,
we just got it from Ken.
Swag.
Scientific wild ass guess.
Is a theory, right?
A theory is a carefully thought out explanation for observations of the natural world that has been constructed using the scientific method and which brings together many facts and hypotheses.
Yeah,
but what I'm wondering is if a theory is proven, is it still a theory? Or if it
it's a fact.
No, it
then
remains
it's a fact,
theory.
right?
No, it remains a theory in science.
No way. If
That's
the theory is proven, it is no longer
That's
a
what
theory.
I'm trying to argue, is that
okay. I'll say this. It depends on who you ask. So the main scientist I listen to for an evolutionary guidance is Richard Dawkins, right? Because he's an evolutionary biologist. Just ignore his anti-Christian stance. And he would say that everything as considered a fact in science is a theory, but he says it as a fact because of the annoying arguments that young Earth creationists would say it's just a theory, so it wouldn't be proven. But in science, everything.
Oh, so that's just their response to people.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
And I don't trust his definition in the least. Why would you listen to? No, I'm just kidding. All right. Science today has turned into a cult. Oh my goodness.
People can have their own science cult, but science is science.
Yeah.
Everything can be a cult. Everything can be bad religion. Everything.
Yes.
I am so grateful for science to the extent that it blesses our lives.
Evolution has become the root of all evil.
What?
I'm so sick of this
That's
stupidity.
how has that become the root of all
The
evil?
root of all evil.
The root of all... What evil? Okay, so you can say that it's been used for evil, so we can say evolution's been used for racism, but so is Christianity. So
If
I don't even
evolution
know-
is the root of all evil, then that means evolution must be true.
Oh.
Evil
Wow.
exists.
Oh.
If evolution's the root of it, well, it must be true.
I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
Awaken for
anyways.
Jesus on evolution. Evolution is a straight lie. Great-great-grandma isn't a fish.
Oh my gosh.
You should. Never
You know
mind.
what?
Awesome.
People...
You haven't seen my great-great-grandma.
Okay, I challenge
what I was
everybody
gonna say.
out there.
I didn't want to disrespect G-Ma.
I have a challenge for all the young Earth creationists. Don't add the Bible in this comment. Give me clear scientific evidence for not only that evolution isn't true, but that young Earth creationism isn't true, and not invoke a single section of the Bible. If you can do that, I will be a young Earth creationist. But you can't do it because there's zero evidence for it. The only way you come to that conclusion is by the Bible and by literal interpretation of it. And that's all I have to say.
All right.
Yep.
Michael Johnson says there is absolutely no way to prove evolution.
Can
And
you
he has
disprove
a
it?
smacking the forehead emoji and a laughing tears emoji. Boy, these people are really throwing down.
I'm just like, it's annoying to me when people say there's no evolution and that's final, and then when people say there is evolution and that's final, I just say, come on, can't we just open our minds a little bit to consider the fact that maybe there is or isn't, instead of taking these hard stances and calling everyone stupid for not agreeing with you? I don't know.
I mean,
Because it's like your flat Earth thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little more touchy because, I don't know, flat Earthers are kind of really annoying, but to me anyways.
I'm
But-
just using it as a model.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I think it fits with evolution too because, I don't know. Just be humble and keep your mind open and do your best to find truth, but it's all in love, guys. Come
Steve,
on.
read this one from Ed McFall.
Ed McFall says evolution is a evolution is a fairy tale for big people. For big people, okay.
That means me.
Okay.
Skinny people, they...
Yeah. Science is literally the study of the natural world. Atheists know if you destroy genius, you destroy.
Genius.
it's supposed to mean Genesis, I think.
Oh yeah. If you
Oh.
destroy Genesis, you destroy the Bible.
Oh.
Either death is the consequence of sin, or it is not. If sin did not cause death, then we don't need Jesus to save us. These guys need to study more.
Once again,
This
take
is
up
really
my
good,
challenge.
actually. This is great because we are face to face with between our faith and the mindset of people who want to make it that a believer cannot entertain evolution.
But hold up.
Right.
But the issue is my first problem here is that you're trying to pin me in the point to whether I have to accept evolution or the Bible.
Yeah.
That's the exact issue. And evangelicals are perplexed that, why are all these young people leaving the church?
Right.
Well, you pose yourself as anti-science.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you are given clear scientific evidence and reasonable studies that an evolutionary theory is true, and then you say, well, that goes against the Bible, they throw out the Bible. So why do you do this? Why do you make evolution the point of it? Look, you can be a young Earth creationist. I don't care. There's some in the audience here today, and I love them. They're my brothers in Christ. We'll have discussions, we'll have disagreements, and we'll move on with our lives. But you come after me for having a certain perspective based on scientific evidence, and you say, you need to study more. Shut up.
All
It's
right.
idiotic.
Ethan, going at it. And I
real.
just want to say this. So Steve, were you going to say
Go
something?
ahead. Good.
Let me just say this. I don't know. I have not involved in evolution like these guys, so I can't even speak to it. But what I can say is there are people who will read the Bible and say, we're not going to the doctor to be healed because the doctor couldn't help the woman with the issue of blood. we're going to be healed by faith healing. They just take the Bible and they go. And you know what? Science is a blessing. It's a gift. It's not contrary to religion. So if evolution is true to some extent or another, even to a great extent, so frickin' what? It blesses us or it doesn't. That doesn't make the Bible not true, Steve.
For real, it's exactly what I was just saying. I mean, it's people taking hard stances, digging their heels in when they probably shouldn't. It's having an open mind and humility. And come on, just think a little bit, have some love, and really take that mind of yours, open it up a little bit, just a little bit.
I would say this, that whenever truth is presented to us, and whatever evidence is presented to us, I'll use preterism as an example. People ask me all the time, "Oh, Ethan, how can Jesus have already come back when this hasn't happened as Scripture says?" And I'm like, that's not my job. My job is to be able to fit it in, because Jesus gave me a specific time frame for when all of these is going to end. The end of Daniel 12 says, once the power of the holy people is shattered, these things will have happened. So it's not up to me. I have to fit that in with that time frame.
Right.
So if evolution is true, I have no choice but to see how the Bible fits in with that. So we got to stop trying to stretch out the Bible for it, but seeing the ultimate reality of the truth that we live in, and seeing how it works through there, and seeing if our understanding can change and grow.
That's exactly right.
That's why CAT is so important. Because of these guys. Gary Strafopoulos says, perhaps people leave religion after learning about science, since in science you need evidence, while religion relies on assertions.
I say that the issue is that we pin science against religion, and vice versa, and so it ends up becoming a choice. Either I accept science or accept religion. When I accept both. I'm a very religious individual. I'm spiritual, but I base it off of the objective facts in the Bible and through science.
But science needs evidence, but they're just two different types of evidence, I think, in science and religion. I mean, science is the study of the natural world, right? So you need evidence in the natural world. Religion it's a little different evidence. Like you could say the fact that we live in a beautiful world like this, the beauty. Is evidence for God, or things like that. So just different evidence.
Seth or Wendy, go backward to that one that you kind of moved because we didn't cover it. Amanda says most science, especially evolution, is based on theory that cannot be proven, not evidence. Evolution has not been proven. It is a theory. Just because the public indoctrination, the school system teaches it as fact, doesn't mean it's been proven. Can we say the same thing about religious tenets?
Isn't it funny how evangelicals want the Bible and God to be indoctrinated in public schooling, but whenever atheists and evolutionary and Darwinists do it, there's a problem.
Right.
It's such a hypocritical thing. And on the theory part, just because it's a theory does not mean whether it's true or not. It has nothing to do with that. State the specific evidence for evolution, and please refute it for me, and I'll accept the position.
I agree. It's a theory. I'm not sold on it fully.
Isn't the Garden of Eden a theory?
Yes.
Isn't the Ark a theory?
Yeah.
Can we prove anything? Isn't the creation of the cosmos a theory? I'm sorry. I love the Lord. I trust by faith in these things, but I don't think we have the evidence to support everything we believe as Christians.
Mm-mm. You can't. I think I mentioned this on one of the shows. Like you can't. We only have finite brains and finite amount of experiences and things we can do. If you try and learn everything, you can't.
Unless
it's
we're talking
impossible.
about movies, then we have to talk about infinity.
Then we talk about infinity. Only movies. That's right.
All right. Do we have more on evolution?
I'm looking.
Dear Lord.
Man, that one really sparked a bug in people's
People were
bonnet.
freaking out.
Let's see, how long? We've got a long time. Should we cut this one? We'll do a part 1 and a 2 on answering questions.
We can just get back to questions another day or
We'll
something.
come back to questions another day.
That
Wait,
works.
I have a question. Is there a greater variety of animals out there or less? I think there are less. What we see is the extinction have taken place. If any kind of evolution happens, we should let nature take its course. Whales, eagle eggs, wolves, mountain lions, and California condors going extinct is not going to stop us from keeping right on living. I don't understand
That's
the point,
kinda-
but do you?
I understand
kinda
exactly what he's saying.
Dumb. There's not less. I don't think there's less animals. These things ebb and flow with species dying off and all that. That's according to evolution, I guess. I don't know.
Well, the second half of this has to do with Darwinian natural selection, and what he's saying is we should just let him go extinct because that's evolution, and that would be the evolutionary lifestyle, which is a problem with atheism and secularization. Which is again, I'm a Christian. I believe in objective morality. So why on earth are you saying this to me like I'm an atheist? That's an argument you make against an atheist, not a Christian. So the argument it's futile. Next.
God in Gun Klinger is his name. Let's go to next one. Next comment. Wait, they're doing opiates. They're snorting. I'm with Ethan, says Bobby Johnson. How to know the truth.
There we go,
Must
Bobby.
be nice, Ethan.
Yeah.
Comes with me.
Bobby Johnson could have.
No one goes after you either, Steve. Though.
Yeah, that's true.
There could be a parenthesis after Bobby Johnson that says cousin of Ethan. But
Eventually, people are going to get irritated with my middle positions. So
No, I
then they'll
like
come
your middle
after
position.
me for.
Next one. That
Oh,
one's
this is a new one. 2 + 2. Just kidding. We've done it.
I think we've covered a lot of good ones.
I think we nailed it.
I think. All right.
think we did
now
good.
we're going to long-winded ones. We're going to cut the questions off next week. The follow-up with the most important question I think we've had in years.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is: does God want us to go to college? We'll see you next week here on Cat Out.
Out. Although we probably won't cover that next week.
Yeah.
Because
We're releasing this
is going to be
comment
released
show
this week.